Hey guys, a little bit of a different kind of video today. Not going to be a build guide, but I just wanted to talk about an experiment I was kind of having with a build I was making. And I was trying to see what would happen if I stacked a ton of attack speed on Falling Thunder. And you can see how it's playing out here. This is me, I think around like level 80-ish with 5 attack speed per second on Falling Thunder. That might not sound like a lot, but Falling Thunder is a 60% base attack speed skill, so that multiplies that by your base attack speed and then all your other attack speed multipliers and increases. So the reason I was set out to do this experiment is because I saw a Palsteron video a couple weeks ago and it inspired me. He had used Tempest Flurry, which is a skill that has 140% base attack speed, and he got it up to about 15 attacks per second. And it has a little bit of forward momentum when you attack. And you kind of dash around, and it has like a multi attack strikes. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it bounces around. And I wanted to see what about Falling Thunder? Like, can we make Falling Thunder do this? And so I set out to use Red Flare Conduit to generate power charges. The Constricting Command Viper Cap, so I wouldn't have to worry about mana with the Defy support. And I stacked as much attack speed as I could on a Gemling Legionnaire. And this is the result. 5 attacks per second on Falling Thunder, and you move pretty quick. Now, the reason why I feel like even though I have like a third of the attack speed of something like Tempest Flurry, I'm still moving fairly fast. It's because Falling Thunder actually has built-in movement. It's hard to tell because it's so slow at base, but you actually move forward, like you leap forward quite a bit. And when you stack the attack speed up 5 per second, that's 5 leaps per second. So you're moving forward fairly fast. And then if you ever clear out a pack, which you will in like 2 or 3 Falling Thunders, you then just leap to the next pack with Staggering Palm. You can continue getting the buff from Staggering Palm, shoots out more wind waves. I have knockback on it to keep things from getting too close to me so I don't get surrounded. The Falling Thunder shoots out in all 5 directions, as well as the Staggering Palm projectiles. So it's kind of like the melee build's wet dream, because you're technically playing a projectile build, but you're technically also playing a melee build. Set out with this idea to take a Gemling Legionnaire and use attribute stacking. So with the Gemling Legionnaire, you get double the benefit from attributes. So for example, from Dexterity, we get double the accuracy. And with Resolute Technique, we also get double accuracy, so we now get 4 times accuracy at the cost of not dealing crits. And basically put the entire tree into getting accuracy and attack speed, and we're using Falcon Dive to turn that accuracy into more attack speed. So we're basically just stacking Dexterity all the way through, getting attack speed, skill speed, etc., attack speed, and a tiny bit of survivability. But I'll just preface this right now, this build has like 0 survivability. You will get one shot by pretty much anything tier 15 and up, unless you kill them first, which is kind of what I was going for, and for the most part it works. Rarely die while mapping, generally dying to bosses, which is kind of why I'm gonna throw in the towel on this build. The attack speed can only get you so far if you can't kill a several million health boss, relatively quickly. But basically, I wanted to test out this Constricting Command Viper Cap. I got it for about 6 div. It makes it so that you're always surrounded, which is pretty dope. And with the Defy support, that means you do not need mana, basically. Mana is basically just a non-factor, so I can just focus completely on attack speed, and I don't have to worry about getting any kind of mana sustain whatsoever, because I can always use my skills. So I put Defy in pretty much all my skills. I'm using Rigwalds to get extra attack speed at the cost of a little bit of damage. Nova Projectiles to get more, basically more consistency in mapping, so that my projectiles will always hit around me and I don't get surrounded, because that's a big issue. And I wanted to see like how fast I could make this skill, Falling Thunder. And it's a super slow skill. It has a base 60% attack speed, so that means that, let's say you have 1 times attack speed, this will attack 0.6 per second. So that is like a big kind of prohibiting factor in making the skill fast. I can get it up to about 5 attacks per second if I fully invest in attack speed right now. And of course, I'm only level 87, so there's definitely more ceiling and more investment. But I kind of am tapping out just solely because of the lack of like, I can't get evasion with this setup because I'm using red flare conduit to generate power charges, and it creates this like infinite flow of just like attack, 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 and triggering. You trigger tons of power charges from the staggering palm and the charge staff and the falling thunder, and it just creates this like infinite influx of power charges, so you can just decimate huge packs of enemies. But against a single target, you can't trigger as many hits, so you can't get as many power charges, so your damage output's a little lower, and the attack speed doesn't matter as much because if I take a single hit from a boss, then I'm pretty much cooked. So that's kind of why I am thinking about possibly switching to a new character, something with more health, because a pure evasion build is really tough, especially with the restriction of not having a chest piece. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting food for thought. Like, this move is very slow, but it has a little bit of like a leap. Like, even if I take off all the speed, just so you can see what I mean, you leap forward a little bit when you attack. So I was like, well, what if you kind of make it as fast as possible, and you can kind of propel through the map, and like it can be even faster than this. And then you can also use staggering palm to dash to enemies and then continue moving, and you can pretty much move like as fast as like 30 or 35 ms or plus, just by doing this. And it's not too bad to steer either. Like, you can kind of turn around to tight corners, like not too bad. The only downside of falling thunder is just being blinded by the lightning, the constant lightning on screen. That's partially why I switched to Herald of Ice, because with Herald of Lightning, it would literally just a flashbang every single time I press the button. It's like insane how many lightning strikes are coming down. So I don't know. I don't think that this is a very great build, so that's why I'm not doing a build guide on it. But I do think it's interesting food for thought, like attack speed just based builds, like purely stacking attack speed. Maybe on a different move it would be better. But I do like the idea of moving around in Path of Exile with your moves. So I wish there were more options like this. I know there's not too many moves that do this. Besides like Shield Bash, maybe like Whirling Slash can do it. But moves that are viable to kind of build around as like your only move, not too many. So maybe with more weapons that'll change, but this is interesting food for thought. Attack speed versus damage. Do you guys like super fast builds? Let me know in the comments below.